737, January 19, 2025. Right now marks 520 hours of progress on the global hardware simulation, as well as a major breakthrough in that the debug output has been redirected to a message box, which is easily visible and much more noticeable than this output in the IDE over here. And what this does is allow debug messages to be very apparent. This actual error is caused by device context draw function being called while there is no swap chain or vertex buffers or shaders, so there's nothing that can be drawn to and nothing to draw. And print. And besides that, there's also another method which uses the reason for this one was this particular right here is captured using a info queue, and there's a function up top which loops through that variable's data and basically prints out all the severe messages. And other than that, there's a second approach which uses an H result to capture errors in functions or variables that return an H result. And the good thing about the info queue is it also redirects these errors to the same message box. Normally without this message box, an exception would happen, and the error actually appears right here. But what could happen is all of this stuff occurs, and then all the thread messages appear as well, which makes it very difficult to actually notice what's going on. But with the combined approaches, it's very easy to notice them. And how that works is basically it starts off with a debug. Well, the H result is the first thing to capture error messages from things that return an H result, and then the next step in this is creating a debug interface and setting that on the device context. And then in the cleanup function, if that is not equal to a no pointer, then report live objects on that, which reports basically the output messages. And then after that, the next step was that debug interface causes those errors to appear down here, but then the next step is to redirect them using the info queue to the message box, which everything much what is actually going on. And test here could be to see if it's not likely to trigger both, since one will cause an exception, but but see, this one doesn't get triggered since the other one before, so it captures one at a time, I believe, or technically it could capture multiple things. It's decent error tracking without having to incorporate something like the DirectX toolkit, which the purpose is to keep this engine as lean as possible. No sprite batch, no direct2d, just very bare bones and minimal, in order to reduce the complexity as much as possible. So that appears to be working well. So the intention for the next time is to try and figure out create get and set pixel functions for textures, as texture loading is already working.